Are you looking for a podcast about the sauciest of sauces?
Then you must be thinking of another podcast. Oh. Good evening, Kelsey.
Good evening, Robert.
How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you today?
I'm pretty good. I've had an eventful time lately.
Oh, what do you got going on?
Can I just go ahead and crack this?
Sure.
I feel like before I get into a whole thing, I'm gonna need to wet the old whistle.
Let's get it wet. Oh, I hiccuped on the way down. I almost died.
Oh, gross. That's a blood clot, but in reverse.
No.
So Labor Day just happened, right?
It sure did.
And I've been meaning to do this for a while, but I just never got up and did it. And so Labor Day, I was home alone, and I was like, you know what? It's time.
Okay.
It is time. I went to ye old Taco Bell, and I got their newest item on the menu.
Oh no.
So they have a thing right now called the chicken sandwich taco.
Okay.
It's like kind of formed as a question on the menu.
All right.
It's called the crispy chicken sandwich taco, and it's like, is it a sandwich? Is it a taco?
Oh my god. Right? Okay.
So I was told about it. I needed to get it, so I kept not being able to do it while I was at work. So since I was off, I was like, well, I'm gonna go. So I go, and I was like, all right, well, I looked it up on the app first because I didn't want to get screwed over, right?
Right, because of your last Taco Bell experience.
Yeah. And I saw that you could add stuff to it, so I was like, ooh, okay, I'm gonna add beans in there. I don't know. It's a taco thing.
You're gonna get silly with it. Put beans in your chicken sandwich taco.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna get one normal and one with beans, right?
One beaned up.
So I go, and I'm like, hey, can I get one of these, one with beans? And then I was looking, and I was like, oh shit, there's a spicy one.
Oh.
Can I get a spicy one and a spicy one with beans?
Oh my god, 4 whole tacos. So, tell me what the structure of this thing looks like. So it's just like a taco shell, but like with chicken sandwich contents inside?
No. So I would think about it as like a little bitty pita bread.
Okay.
Like it's not even a tortilla, really. Like it's pita bread with like a chicken strip, the sauce, and then just fold it in on itself.
Okay. I mean, sure, Taco Bell.
How big do you think it is? It costs $1.69.
It's probably about the size of a Taco Bell taco.
No, it is so small.
Is it? Like palm-sized?
Smaller.
Oh my god.
Roughly. I mean, you need the 4 to be full.
They probably had to do that for FDA reasons. Like, we legally can't serve you more than this because it's so bad for you.
So, I get it. I bring it home. It's damn good.
Really?
That is a good piece of chicken.
Is there, like, sauce involved?
Yeah, there's, like, a little bit of sauce that they put on there.
Is it taco sauce or is it, like, chicken sandwich sauce?
You know what? It is a chipotle sauce.
A chipotle sauce.
Yeah, dude, you guys should get one. It's pretty good.
Okay.
Like, it's actually really fucking good.
It looks... I'm looking at a picture of it now, and it just looks like I wouldn't enjoy it.
Now, here's my problem. It says popular upgrades on the site, and then it shows chicken, like fajita chicken.
What?
I'm not going to put fajita chicken in with my chicken tender strip.
Yeah, that seems a little hedonistic.
That's a little much. But the beans were a nice touch, but they were not needed.
You know, it doesn't look bad. I'm coming around on it already. It looks soft.
It is very soft.
Like, I want just the breading off of this thing.
I mean, that little pita bread is delightful, and it's thick. It's like a 1/4 inch thick.
It looks thick. Like I'm seeing pictures of the advertisement versus like what people are actually getting, and
Yeah.
I mean, it's about as different as you could expect, but
Well, this is perfectly folded. Most of the ones that I got, one side was like really high and one side was folded way too low, so it was like crooked,
like somebody just grabbed it in their fist. It was like, that's a taco.
But no, that like pita bread thing is mwah, it's really good.
Okay.
And the chicken is actually like I think if that were by itself, you would be like, this is good chicken strips. Like this is good chicken.
What the hell's a naked chalupa?
A what?
A naked chicken chalupa.
I have no clue.
They made they made a taco shell out of chicken. That's what the naked chicken chalupa is. But
I think I heard about that.
They're testing a meatless version of it, which, I mean, I'm interested in that. This is like one of those fake chicken patties, but folded into a taco shell.
Yeah.
And full of taco toppings.
Wow, look at that. It says it's $1.49 for this thing, but that's the online exclusive price.
Oh,
It's
so
like
you
you
had to
save
pay
20,
more.
20 cents by using the app.
That's almost a quarter of a taco or something.
I
I'm all
know.
mathed out.
So you know what the difference is between the normal and the spicy?
A little bit of spice?
Not the chicken.
It's not?
Nope, the chicken is the exact same piece. They just add some jalapenos.
Oh, okay.
I was expecting like spicy chicken.
Yeah.
You go to Chick-fil-A and you get a spicy chicken sandwich.
Yeah, it
the
comes out like
chicken is
red.
the spicy. Yeah, or the nuggets from Wendy's. They have that like extra spice. So I thought the chicken would. No, they just add like 2-3 jalapenos in there, call it a day.
Okay.
And you know what? Jalapenos are good, so the sandwich was good. Jalapenos are good, so it was just as good. You know?
All right.
I call this a win. I would give it 2 thumbs up. These are worth your time.
Okay.
I liked them.
I wonder if I could just order, like, can you give me a stack of those little bread things that you put the chicken in? I just want those.
Dude, they were good. Very good. That was on Labor Day on Monday. I was pretty exhausted because I'd been spending all my time playing with my new internet.
So you got your internet. Tell us
I-
about it. How did
all
it
right.
go?
So I told you guys I was getting it. So that was in the show that we recorded. That one just dropped. And now I can tell you all about how I was lied to.
Okay.
So Saturday, I'm waiting. The guy shows up. And he comes in and he goes, yeah, I'm here to install your modem. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, I don't really need that because I have one. And so like
Right.
he looks and he sees the one I have and he goes, okay. And I was like, yeah, so you just got to do the internet part. And he was like, what? And I was like, okay, so I'm upgrading to the gigabyte stuff. And they said that you had to come lay fiber out. So that's why you're here.
Right.
And he goes, we don't do fiber.
Okay.
He's like, why am I here? And I was like,
Just having
I
a
don't
full-on
know.
existential crisis in your living room.
yeah, so he's like, well, they should just be able to turn that on for you. And I was like, well, they said that you had to lay fiber, so they sent you out here. And he goes, did they charge you for this?
Oh my
And
god.
I was like, I mean, they're gonna. And he goes, I'd call and get that removed because I'm not gonna do anything while I'm here.
Oh my god.
He's like, there's no need for me to be here, but I'll call him and get him to turn on the service because, it needs to be on.
Right.
The amount of work that he did entails about 5 minutes, but he was
Wow.
here for 2 hours.
What did you do for 2 hours? Play Super Metroid?
We were on the phone with people trying to figure out if we were being lied to, basically.
Okay.
So he's like, I gotta call my boss. So he calls his boss, and he's like, hey, this guy says he's trying to get the gigabyte, but they said I needed to be here, but I don't need to be here because he's already got internet service. His router's hooked up, like he's using it, so the router works. It's all good.
Yeah.
It just has to be turned on. And he goes, well, what do you mean you don't have to do anything? And he goes, well, he's already got a router set up. He goes, no. Pretty sure if you get the gigabyte through us, you have to use our modem. Like, you have to. It's mandatory. Like, that's like part of the deal. And he goes, oh, okay. And he goes like, well, I don't even know if that's true. You should call somebody.
Okay.
So he goes, okay. Hangs up with his own boss. Calls, like, because I guess workers have their own helpline, you know? So that they can get some help installing something and get it, like, really quick. So he calls that line, and he's like, hey, here's the deal. So he explains it again. And this guy's like, well, you know, he probably bought the wrong thing because only 2 routers on the planet, you know, use gigabyte service or whatever, so his probably can't even support it. And then he goes, well, I don't want to, like, refute what you're saying, my guy, but the box here says that it can. And he goes, well, I guess all we can do is turn it on and see if it works.
Okay.
And then he just gets quiet. Like, I guess he's doing whatever he needs to do to turn it on for us, right?
Sure.
So we're just sitting there, we're kind of talking, because he kept putting it on mute so we could talk our own stuff while this guy is doing his thing.
Yeah.
And I wish that I'd have been this type of person when I was doing customer service stuff on the phone. He was humming just a full-blown song to himself, like his own theme song, I guess.
Amazing.
Like, you can hear him in the background typing. Just like, he's got a whole thing going. And I was like, all right, is that like a little tip or like a trick so that people don't get bored on the phone? Like, they know you're there still?
I guess.
Like, is that a thing they teach you? Like, hey, make sure you make noise so people know you're still there. So he's doing his thing, and then he goes, okay, well, I turned it on. You should see the router reboot itself. Okay, bye. So he hangs up on him, right?
Yeah.
We were just talking stuff the whole time, waiting for the thing to reboot, and he was like, it's still not really doing anything. So I checked. I had no internet. I was like, cool. And he goes, do you have a way we can hardwire it in? I go, sure. So I plug it into my desktop. Still nothing. And he goes, well, that sucks because, you know, the whole thing was you had internet. It should still work.
Right.
Like, what did they do?
In theory, nothing should have changed here, right?
Yeah, just speed. So then he calls a third person, and then she goes, well, you can tell him that that's wrong because I see that his router only supports up to 680 megabytes. That's not even close to a gig, so he's going to pay for something he can't even use. What a dumb fuck.
Oh my god.
And then he goes, okay, bye. And so she hangs up. And he's like, well, I guess I'll hook up mine. And I was like, yeah, we can do that. I was like, wait. So she said 680. He goes, yeah. And I was like, that's what my old one's top speed was. Because I just looked it up the other day.
Yeah.
I was like, do you want me to bust that one out? He goes, yeah. So we look. And the guy who we got on the phone for the second time activated a modem that's no longer hooked up.
Oh my god.
So then he goes, you know what? I fucking got it. And he got on his phone, activated the proper router. We checked everything. Everything's good now.
All right.
But it was
Just
like
an unnecessary amount of loopholes to go through.
Yeah, and so corporate America's telling this worker dude, I don't know the answer. Ask somebody else. They say the wrong thing. Like, we talked to 3 people and got 3 different responses to the same question for the same company.
If Rocco's Modern Life taught me anything, it's that you can't fight corporate America.
I know, but it was like, come on. So then he goes, you know what? We're going to do it ourselves. We did, and he goes, and look at that. Your router works. It gets the speed, and now you don't have to pay anything else because you don't need our shit. And I was like, cool, dude. You're awesome.
High five.
He's joining Costco now because we were talking about that.
God, you were like preaching the word of Costco to the people.
I know. We were talking God of War for a while because he came in here and saw the toddler size Kratos. To the awesome Spectrum guy that came out and did my internet, you sir were amazing and a delight. And as he left, I said, yo man, you want a liquid death? And he goes, what the fuck is that? And I was like, it's water, dude.
Oh my god.
So then I gave him a liquid death for his trouble, and then there you go.
Wonderful.
That's kind of my shtick for when, like, I get a service person. I always, like, give them a drink when they leave.
I mean, yeah, may as well. That's a nice thing to do for a fellow human being.
Yeah, like, you came in, you were working on stuff, like, here's a water, here's a You want Dr. Pepper, you know?
Like that, like that guy did for you when you were scooping the poop. He gave you a Spindrift or something?
Some nasty sparkling water.
Waterloo.
I appreciated it very much, but I hated the drink, but I drank it out of solidarity for his niceness. I hated every sip of it. It was so bad. I was like, oh, but thank you, guy. And then he never gave me one again, so I guess he must have known I was going to hate it.
He saw the face he made as you drove away.
I know. He was like, oh, shit, I know, they're bad. You know, I got the internet. It's amazing. It's great. But, like, why does it have to be... Like, you know they were lying about me needing to use their stuff just because they wanted to make me pay for the extra equipment.
Yeah, Spectrum is like that.
I think any company is like that. Nobody wants to
true.
tell you what you can do on your own, you know?
Yeah, every single cable company has something shifty going on behind the scenes. Oh, and we looked into it. So I was giving misinformation on the last podcast. I don't have a gig up and down. I have the same internet that you have. We previously, at one point, did have a gig up and down because we had Fios, but swapped off with them because the customer service was atrocious and we didn't need the entire gig up. So
That's Verizon, right? Verizon Fios?
AT&T.
Okay. Dude, yeah. AT&T internet, though, is legit.
Yeah, it's pretty
It just
solid.
costs legitness, too.
Yes, that's why we swapped. We're like, it's so much cheaper to do Spectrum, and we still get the gig download. So,
I mean, the gig, really, 400 is more than enough that any one person could ever need.
yeah,
But with Spectrum, they don't do a 1-for-1. Because if it was 400 up and down, I probably wouldn't go for the gig speed. Like, there'd be no point.
right.
But with Spectrum, you get a disproportionate amount of upload to your download. So you and I are getting 1,000 megabytes down.
Yeah.
Right? 1,000, and we can upload 40 up.
Yeah.
That is a small fraction.
Have you checked your speed since you had it installed?
Yes.
Are you still getting a gig, like, consistently?
So I was getting about 970 roughly every time I would check it.
Okay.
Right? So I was never hitting like a full gig. And going back to my guy, when I checked it, like, I turn around, I'm like smiling so big, and like he looks at me so scared, right? And I was like, what's up, dude? He's like, well, you're paying for the gig, and that's not quite a gig. And I was like, dude, I understand that it can't always be 100% perfection every time. I was like, you don't have to worry about that with me. I'm mainly into the upload, and your website claims that 35 is the maximum upload speed, and I'm hitting 41, so technically I'm at a plus. I'm good.
Yeah. I mean,
and he was like, oh, thank God. Like, you know, he was like waiting for me to like blow up on him, you know?
yeah, waiting for the exhale.
Yeah.
I check my speeds just on the regular because I know that I don't get a gig consistently. Like, I just check my speed hardwired, and I'm getting 620, which is not great because I'm paying for the gig. And I check my speed on Wi-Fi, and it's 250. So, like, the fluctuation is insane where I live, and I wondered if it was the same where you are.
It does. So, really, when I've been checking it since then, I've been in the, like, 700 to 800 range.
Yeah.
Now, my tablet has never pulled over 4.
Wow.
And my tablet is newer than my phone, and my phone pulls like 900 every time.
That's wild.
And my tablet should be newer and better, and it has barely gone over 400 every time.
Damn.
But I'm like, well, I mean, that's fine, because that's still going to download anything I need very fast. But everything I've tested, like a hard 41 upload, just boom, 41.
Yeah.
Every time.
Well, that's good.
So, I'm pleased as punch. I'm very stoked. Like, and really, it's the upload that I'm enjoying so much.
Yes, stuff goes in the drive like immediately.
I was curious about the PlayStation 5 because so the PS4 kind of had like a maximum speed that it could pull stuff in at.
Yeah.
Which was about like 150, 160. So, like, you could have 200 gigabyte internet, which I did, hardwired in, and it was just never going to hit that number.
Yeah.
And I was hitting about 160, 180 when I had the 200. I got, like, 569 last time I checked on the PlayStation.
Damn.
So, I'm into it there, too, because I guess I could download Red Dead Redemption in, like, 20 minutes.
Yeah, in case
which
you wanted
would be great,
to.
you know? I just care about the upload. That was my big thing.
Right.
So, just a tip for you guys. I've already upped our stuff back to 1080p 60. We should have no troubles streaming stuff out to you guys from here on out.
Hopefully so.
No. It will be good. Life is good from here on out.
Life is good. Put it out in the universe.
I've been thinking of doing a test. So maybe we'll do a test sometime soon.
Okay.
Just something quick, you know?
Yeah.
Should be awesome. But what a ride for this guy to do it. And he really did nothing. All he did was call people for them to tell him no.
Fucking stupid.
And I was like, I'm sorry, dude. And he's all like, no, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get this to work for you. And I was like, but you're dealing with stupid shit. And he's like, but I'm sorry.
Yeah, such is life.
Yeah.
That's his whole job.
I know. That's why I was like trying to be as easy as I could, you know, because he's probably got to go to somebody else's place and they're going to like make it really hard for him.
Right.
So actually, I had him teach me something because I was talking about the router and he was like, yeah, you know, it'd be really good if you had a mesh router. And I was like, okay, I've seen these and I don't know what they are. So why don't you teach me then? And he was like, you want me to like teach you about them? I was like, yeah, because I don't know anything. And he's like, oh, dude, they're so cool. And he just like goes into this tirade about mesh routers, right?
Okay.
And he was trying to come up with like an analogy to make it seem more palatable to the mind, you know? And, I mean, they seem cool. I don't think in an apartment it's necessary because that's for like spreading out a Wi-Fi signal across like a big house, maybe like between floors and stuff.
Okay.
But he goes, yeah, I had a guy, he bought these mesh routers and he's paying for the gig and he bought ones rated for 500 megabytes. And so I had to be like, sir, this isn't going to work. This is only 500. So then I said, oh, should I have bought 2 of them? And he goes, I'm surprised he didn't say that to me. So we were making fun of customers together that I have no idea who they are.
Oh my god.
It was a good time. He was a really cool dude.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you had a good experience, and I'm glad you have the internet that you deserve now.
But I do have it. I am a little let down that it's not fiber, but Spectrum has never been too inconsistent for me.
Yeah.
So I'm cool with it. I'm happy.
Good.
I'm telling you, I'm just into all new stuff the past 3 days.
It's just new stuff city.
So I went to see a movie after I got the internet, right?
Okay. What'd you go see?
We went and saw The Night House.
Oh, I've heard of this one. So this is, it's not a new movie, right?
Well, I mean, it just came out. I think it was in, like, some film circuits for a while.
Oh, okay.
So I think it's, like, from last year, like 2020, but it just came out this year in, like, mass.
Yeah, I feel like you and I have had tabs on this one for a minute.
Yeah, so this is the one where she has, like, another version of her house, but it's reversed.
Yes.
And, like, she walks in the door and then sees herself on the couch asleep, and then, like, her couch self looks at the door, but there's nobody there, you know?
Yes, it sounds so creepy.
This movie has nothing to do with that premise in any way, shape, or form. This movie is not creepy. It is a mystery, 100%.
Ugh, mystery.
This is a mystery of what is happening.
Okay.
And it is not very supernatural.
All right.
Are you going to see this movie?
I want to now. I thought it was like a spooky ghost type movie.
That's what I thought. And it is, but it is not.
Okay.
Like, there's no ghost, like, walking around messing with her throughout this movie. It's literally her going, what was the deal with my husband? Why was he doing the things he did before he died? And she's, like, unraveling that mystery.
Okay, so yeah, I knew that, like, her husband was dead, but he's, like, alive in the other house or something, right? Is that spoilery?
Yeah, I don't really want to say anything about it.
Okay. All right, I want to watch this one. So, it was good? You give it 2 thumbs up, or?
Okay. So here's the thing. take away your expectations of this like dual house thing. Because I walked away like full blown 2 thumbs up. I was like, fuck, that's a good movie.
Okay, good.
And Taylor walked away a bit disappointed because she was expecting what we had anticipated.
Okay, yeah.
But as she got to think about it and take it as for what it was later, she was like, that's a good movie.
Okay.
So here's what I can equate it to the most, but it is better than that one. Because I hated the Babadook, but this is a little Babadook-ish to me.
Just a little Babadook.
I loved it. I thought it was fantastic.
Okay, good. Ringing endorsement then.
Here's why I went. You ready?
Okay.
I got an email from Cinemark. I'm part of their movie rewards club thing.
Of course.
And I found out that if you see a certain number of movies by the end of the year, they have a new platinum membership. You get put in the platinum membership for having gone to enough movies before December. And I am going to meet that goal and get the platinum.
Okay.
So if any of you guys are in the Cinemark movie club, you get 1 free movie ticket a month. You get 20% off of concessions. And then you can trade in the points for other movie tickets and stuff, right?
Okay.
When you're in the platinum, you get 2 free movie tickets a month.
Nice.
And you get 25% off of concessions.
Well, fuck yeah.
So it's a pretty sweet deal.
What does it cost for membership? Just curious.
$7.99 a month.
Oh, for a month. Okay.
Which is the price of a movie ticket, roughly. So when you get 1 free ticket a month, that's basically what your membership is. So you never really lose money because you're always getting your money's value back to you for free.
Yeah, that's true.
You only really lose that if you decide not to go to the movies and get the concessions for cheap and stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's my favorite. They'll be like, concessions are $50. And I go, scan. And they're like, it's $20. And I'm like, you know it.
Nice.
They added this to the app because you brought it up, like kind of what it costs and stuff. They added a thing of how much money you've saved in the current year since being a member, I think.
Hell yeah. I love seeing that shit.
Oh, no. So this is just my lifetime since I've been a movie club member. So like the past 2 years.
Okay.
Says I've saved $189.
Nice.
So let's say you put that at $7.99 a month, you know?
Uh-huh.
I've come out ahead pretty good. Let's just say 24 months. Well, I lose there because it's $191 for 2 years.
Oh, God.
But I did have it on hold for most of COVID. So,
yeah.
Really, I didn't pay for it all of last year.
Okay.
And I have 5 movie tickets just sitting in my bank that I can use at any time.
Nice. Can you use them, like, all in one go?
I think you can use 2 in a transaction.
Okay.
So it's like, you can take you and a buddy.
Yeah.
You can't be like, all right, I'm taking everybody, you know.
Bring my whole podcast group.
And I have 7 more visits to go till platinum. I'm glad there's a little countdown thing here, because that makes me more incentivized to go.
This app is designed for you.
Oh, I mean, it's a movie app. I'm all into it.
Yeah.
So I went to see that. I would like to go see Candyman. I've like picked out 7 movies like that are just out right now.
Oh, man.
Like, I'm ready to go see these movies.
You're prepared.
But Night House, I think you will dig it. Here's how I'm going to sell you on it.
Okay.
Ready? The Night House is a slow burn, no sleep story, 100%.
Fuck yeah. Yes, okay.
Like, you were going to start getting pissed because you're like, I don't understand what's happening. And then everything just starts falling in and you're like, oh, this is great. And you're going to love it.
Good.
It's good. Definite go see, but it is not the supernatural. And for people that don't like jump scares, no jump scares. This isn't one of those.
Okay, great.
This is strictly what is happening.
Is it one that I could convince Richard to go see? Because he doesn't do scary movies.
I don't know. I mean, I've been meaning to follow up on this with you. How did he fare in the Bo Burnhamness? Did he get lost in his own mind out there, or was he just like, meh?
He shut it off the minute I walked away. I came back out and I was like, what'd you think of the special? And he was like, oh, I got bored. I was like, oh, okay.
I don't think he's gonna like this movie then.
Okay.
So no, I think no.
Boo. All right.
Yeah, if he couldn't sit through that, I don't know that the mystery's good enough. Have you seen Stir of Echoes with Kevin Bacon?
That's an old one, right?
Like 99, yeah.
Let me look it up because it sounds familiar. Stir of Echoes.
Because I got really hard Stir of Echoes vibes from it.
Okay.
And I know me and Ferdin love that movie. I love that movie. It's one of my favorite movies.
I don't think I've seen this one.
Because I was going to say, if he liked that, I think he could like this one.
Okay.
But I'm just going to be like, no, this is probably a just you one.
Man, now I'm thinking... Kevin Bacon always reminds me of Michael Douglas for some reason. Like, I equate them in my head.
Okay.
And I still need you to watch The Game. That movie is so...
Oh, yeah.
So good.
I know.
I need you to see it.
I will watch it at some point. 97, okay. Dang.
Yeah, it's an old one. It's, like, fucking good, man.
And on Netflix.
It's on Netflix? Okay. Oh, my God. You have no excuse. Go watch it right now.
Okay. Podcast over, guys. Sorry.
Go watch The Game, everybody. Thank you for joining. Goodbye.
Then I got into one more new thing.
Okay.
Taylor's been wanting to play a game together. We couldn't really decide on one, so I was like, well, you've always wanted to play this game. Why don't you play this and I'll watch, you know?
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's fun to be the one who watches the game get played, you know?
For sure. I know that feel.
So we started up a spooky game. She goes, what about a spooky game?
Ew.
I was like, okay. I was like, well, we've had this one since it came out in 2014, and we've never touched it.
Fuck.
So we're starting to play it, and it is a bomb. So good. It is Alien Isolation.
Okay.
It's a, like, cat and mouse. Like,
yes.
There is an alien chasing you through this place, and you have to just be able to hide and sneak around it.
Yeah.
It's spoopy, dude. And hard as fuck.
Is it?
We had to bounce it down to easy mode.
Oh, man. So the whole game is, like, stealth, right? Like, you're just creeping around trying to get away from the alien?
Pretty much.
Do you have goals?
Yeah, there's, like, puzzles you gotta solve.
Ooh, puzzles.
So it's like, okay, you need to find... You need to find this first aid kit, because someone on your team is hurt.
Okay.
But there's no power to the room where it is, so you gotta find the pieces to get the power going, but the alien's around you the whole time, you know?
Nice.
So you're constantly sneaking and trying to accomplish your objective while not getting stabbed and dead, you know?
Okay.
When we started, I think we just didn't know how it worked, because we spent, I'm gonna say 2 hours in the first mission just dying constantly.
Oh my God.
And we haven't died since then, really. We've done pretty good. But they mix up, like, okay, now there's people, so you can, like, throw something that makes the people make noise, and then the alien will just come in and just wreck all the humans, you know?
Okay.
So you can just clear them out by making him mad at them. It's got some good systems in place.
Nice.
But, it's cool. And it's, I think, like, a canon story following the original movie.
Hell yeah.
So it's Ripley's daughter. So Ripley, you know, is asleep out in space after the end of the first... Have you seen those movies?
You know, I've seen, like, one of them.
Okay.
And not the original. I saw the one, I don't remember what
you
movie
saw
this
Prometheus.
was. Probably. It's like, there's a moment with, like, a big circle that's rolling towards somebody.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I remember.
That's Prometheus.
Okay.
Okay. So that's like a prequel to the original.
Okay.
So at the end of the original one, Ripley, like, wins, she lives, and wakes up in part 2, and it's been, like, 80 years, and her daughter has aged and died in that time.
Okay, shit.
So, like, she was in cryosleep the length of her daughter's life and never got to see her again, right?
So sad.
And this game follows her daughter trying to find her mom, essentially.
Okay.
And there's another fucking alien somewhere, so it's like, fuck, this family can't get away from that shit.
Aw.
But it's good. It's fucking creepy, though. Taylor's playing it all on her own, because the alien would literally find me and kill me when I would do the same shit that Taylor would do, so I was like, I'm not meant for this.
I can't do stealth stuff.
Oh, Taylor's knocking it out of the park. She's kicking this game's ass.
Man.
So, if you need a spooky game, and it's long, like, we've been playing it for, like, a couple days, and we're not even halfway through yet.
Nice, okay.
Like, it's a long game. I was like,
Good chunky
I'm ready
game.
for this to be done. I'm stressed. You know?
That's like me in Hitman. Like, I loved that game from tip to tail, but it was very stressful.
Yeah. So, if you need a game, a good spooky game, you don't mind being quiet and sneaky and really having to work just to walk around rooms, this is the perfect game for you.
Okay. It sounds like a good, stressful time.
Yeah, I hate it.
You know what's a better chorus is God Bless Texas. God bless Texas. His own hand.
Okay. Okay, good. All right, so we were on the same one.
Brought down angels from the promised land.
He gave them a place
where they could dance.
If you want to see heaven, brother,
here's your chance. God.
I've been sent to spread the message.
God bless Texas. Oh, God. Save us all.
This pre-ramble has devolved, everybody. I am sorry. I'm like legit crying with my Texas pride a little bit from that song, though.
I do
the
love that
evokes
song.
emotion. Yeah.
Oh man.
What we're doing lately, not so much.
No.
But the song, greatness.
God.
That's the one thing Texas does good. They do songs pretty good about us.
They sure do. Songs about Texas don't lie.
Yeah.
I would love to hear a country anthem about how much Greg Abbott fucking sucks. If that could ever happen.
I know. Alright, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed that little bit of the pre-ramble. If you like that, you can get the full bonus episode by going over to patreon.com/YMBTOAP and signing up to be a patron. We love our patrons. They really, really push us to do and be the best that we can be. And if you want to be the ultimate supporter, go on out to the Yimtope store, get you some gear, some shirts, mask, we got a mug, all kinds of stuff. The link to the shop is in our show notes. And we just want to say thanks again to all of our supporters. We love you guys so much. And now back to your regularly scheduled content.
Guess what I've been doing?
What the fuck you been doing?
I've been making dice.
I know.
So I've been posting a lot about this in the secret Discord, so patrons have seen a lot of the sets that I've made. And I've also been posting them on my personal Instagram. It's such a learning process.
Okay.
So
I wanted to ask you about that.
Okay.
Because I saw one today, and I was like, does she have like a tripod for this overhead shot of these dice?
She's
what getting legitness.
Okay, so remember we had like a brief flirtation with a potential sponsor on Instagram, and they kept sending us stuff to review.
Oh, yeah, and you got the phone mount.
I got the phone mount, so I've been using that.
Hey, there you go.
There you go. It's not half bad. It works. So, yeah, I've just been like, doing some demolding videos because those are easy to do. And it's just where you like take the dice out of the mold. It makes good ASMR noises.
Yeah.
And like every time I open up one of those things, I'm scared of what I'm going to find because it's always, I feel like I have failed more than I have succeeded. But in truth, I've only failed like 5 dice out of maybe, 5 sets that I've made so far. So it's not terrible. I'm being too hard on myself. Yeah. Because that's what I do when I get into a new creative process. I'm like, I fucking suck at this. And I start going on Instagram and like looking at other people and being like, why can't I be as good as these people?
Oh my God.
But it's been really fun and it's just a relaxing hobby to do. And so I don't know if we've talked on the actual show about the piss dice.
I was going to say, if you really don't like them, I'll buy that set from you because I really like them.
I'm glad you like them. So,
well, I championed for their creation, so I feel like I'm obligated to like them.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I could take a second run of them and make them better, but I did. So the set that I had, I was like, I don't even know if I want to finish these because they just ended up looking like they have a core of piss in them, and they were not good. All the flakes like got sunk down to the bottom face, so it's all just on this like one face of the dice.
Okay.
And I was like, there's no saving these things. But I decided, with the encouragement of the Discord, they were like, you should paint them anyway and see how they go. So I painted the numbers on them.
Okay.
And Taylor in the Discord had suggested to do a purple to like play off of the orange and make it look, kind of contrasty. And I did the purple, and it just looked like gray. Like it didn't mesh well. And I was like, maybe if I just try to match the color of the flakes, it'll distract from the fact that all the flakes are on one face. So I went with like kind of I tried like a copper first, and it was too light, so I went over it with red, and it has this like nice balance now, I think, where it kind of it changes the whole look of the dice. Like I've realized now that when you paint the numbers, like it reflects to the core of the dice, and it looks like a totally different set. So I am happy with the way that they came out eventually, but those dice are cursed as fuck, because in sanding them, like, so when I popped them out of the mold, one of them had a big void, so I couldn't use it, and then when I sanded them, two of them had like just like they started to fall apart basically as I was sanding, and I was like, this fucking sucks. So the set is down to 6 dice, but I painted them up and I finished them, and I wasn't gonna, but I'm glad that y'all pushed me to do so.
Good. I mean, it's kind of like cooking from like Ratatouille.
Yes.
If you don't mix the flavors together, you're never gonna know what works and what doesn't.
It's so true. Yeah. So it's definitely a learning process. I feel like I'm growing a little bit with every set that I've made. So I made this one set that's all green and silver, and it's so pretty. I'm like extremely satisfied with the end result.
So how many like total sets have you made?
So I've
roughly
cast 3 out of the polyhedral set, which is like the D&D dice.
Okay.
And out of those, the 3, I have finished 2 so far. And then for the mansions dice, I've cast 3 sets of those as well and finished all 3.
Okay.
So I've been making dice.
So you see this going on further in the future? You're going to be just a dice maker for life?
If that could be my career, I would be happy. But I mean, it's so much work. Like sanding the fucking dice is so much. It takes so much time, and you only have to sand like one face on the polyhedral sets, because that's just the way the mold is made. So it still takes me like 30 to 45 minutes to sand the full set. Yeah, because you're sanding it down to like a glass finish basically, and it takes a long fucking time to do that. And it's just it's a time, and I'm trying to justify buying a miniature pottery wheel, because those are apparently a thing. Yeah. And if you like put a little bit of sandpaper down on it, it's just like a little sanding wheel now.
You do that.
It's only like $30 online, so I'm like, I could afford that. That's just something I could get, right?
I don't know. Can you?
I'm trying
After
to justify
what we talked about
it.
last time.
Man, I'll have you know, I have increased my donations to Planned Parenthood, and I encourage everyone out there, if you are able to budget for it, it's a good time to increase or initiate a donation to that well-deserving nonprofit.
Now, this is not really relating to it or saying like, this is the only reason why, but you do give to a place. Do you book that on your taxes?
No, I don't actually. Maybe I should.
Because from what I've noticed, you have to be donating like several, like maybe $100,000 for it to make a difference.
What the fuck? Yeah, I'm not donating that much.
Yeah, because like one time I played with it and was like, I donated $5,000 this year somewhere, right? And it did nothing to my number. Okay. And I was like, oh, so basically me giving to anybody at a normal rate like I would is never going to matter.
Okay, well, I mean, it doesn't matter to us, but it matters to the organization.
Well, yeah, but I just was wondering, what's the point of this? Because I think that's for, like, people to, like, write it off who are already making too much money, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, cool. I cannot wait to see these piss dice in person.
If anybody out there wants to purchase dice, I might start selling them, so hit me up if you're interested.
I mean, hey, you've got your own molds. You are able to do that. So.
I am able to do that. I can't sell Mansions dice because those are copywritten, but I can sell the D&D sets.
Which I think you would make a bigger load off of that anyway, because D&D is ever growing in popularity still.
It really is.
I wanted to tell you about something that I also did on Labor Day that went horribly awry.
Oh no.
Unlike your dice that really came together, I had a lot of time. I was sitting there and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try to fix the Raspberry Pi because it had that issue, right?
Yeah.
Since I put it in the new case.
The fan wasn't working or something, right? Or it just
No,
didn't work at all.
Yeah, it just doesn't boot now. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna re-image the card, the little SD card, and do all this stuff.
Yeah.
So I did all that. Basically, the short of that is, that thing still doesn't work, and I don't know what to fucking do. So I am done with it forever.
So did you pop it out of the case entirely and just try to boot it naked?
No.
You should try that.
Because I don't feel like it anymore.
Okay.
No, so the error seems to be telling me that the SD card has gone bad.
Oh no.
Which means I just got to buy a new one, but I don't feel like it. So I said, you know what? Fuck this little thing. $200 down the drain.
Oh, well, hang it up in the closet for now, and then come back to it with fresh eyes in a week or so, and be like, okay, now it's time to fix it.
I don't think so.
No, you just think you're done?
Yep. Because I was like, you know what? There's got to be another way. Because really, I was wanting it to work so I could be playing the Metroid games before the new one comes out.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I have RetroArch on my computer. I've got the last game I need to play on there. I'll just play it on my computer. So I took the cool controller that I got for the Raspberry Pi, hooked it up to my desktop. Everything's cool. And then I go, well, there's got to be a way to do this on your phone or your tablet or something.
Yeah.
Right? So I look it up and find out this whole thing about putting RetroArch on your tablet. So right now, my tablet is my Raspberry Pi, and apparently it works better than the Raspberry Pi does anyway.
Oh my god.
So it's all on my tablet, handheld, and I can just carry it with me and do what I want, when I want, wherever I want.
Okay,
so technically it works better. And so now I can sit in bed with earphones and be playing Metroid, not bother nobody.
All right.
And still have the wireless controller that I bought for all this stuff, so I'm pretty set right now.
So basically the Raspberry Pi never needed to happen in the first place?
I don't think it did. I think that was just a pipe dream.
Just frivolous dreams.
Yeah. Yeah, because this apparently your tablet or your phone can do PlayStation games and N64 games, which the whole thing was Raspberry Pis have a hard time doing that.
Shit. All right.
But apparently your tablets are like your new Pixel 5 or whatever can do it with ease.
Well, fuck.
So it's well, shit, why aren't people doing this? Why are we building these Raspberry Pis?
What's the point of it all?
I think it's the hobby of it.
Yeah.
Because, Raspberry Pis are a big hobby thing. People just like the act of putting together this little computer and, look what I made it do,
Yeah, I see that in my husband. He has built a couple of those things, and they're cool. I like to watch him build it because they're interesting, and it reminds me so much of those old school N64 controllers and Game Boys that you could see inside of.
Yeah,
and that's why I like them, because you can see the guts of the thing.
Yeah. See, I just want it to work. I don't really care that I made a thing. I don't care that I made a thing. I just want the thing that I made to do what I want it to do, and it's not. So I found an easier way, and it works better. So now I really don't care about it.
Okay, well, I'm glad that you are able to get something out of it anyway.
Yeah, but now I feel foolish for spending the money on it,
Hey, man, sometimes we spend money on a hobby and it doesn't pan out.
You know what? That is the truth. So, and I think all this Raspberry Pi stuff was affecting me a little too much.
Why?
Because I was looking in the mirror yesterday, and I found one lone gray hair on my chin.
Oh, no. In your soul patch?
No, I had one in my soul patch. Now there's one on my chin.
Oh, no. It's
so
migrating.
They are spreading, I think. I think it's becoming a thing now.
It's happening.
So, getting spooked.
Old age comes for us all in the end. Well, most of us.
Yeah, you get the gray hairs, the blood clots,
Please don't get blood clots. I'm freaked out about your leg.
I'm trying to be okay, but you brought it up, so
I'm so sorry. It's gonna be fine.
Okay.
I've been listening to a couple of new podcasts.
Okay.
I know we don't like often advertise other podcasts on this podcast, but these ones are pretty darn cool, and I think you would enjoy them.
Okay.
So, how do you feel about like? Have you ever watched? There's a TV show called I Survived.
No.
Okay, so that show is about like people that encounter a murderer or people that like fell out of an airplane, Peggy Hill style, and like survived. Just have gone through some shit and survived it.
And just tell their story.
Yeah. And there's a
Okay.
podcast from the Wondery network called This Is Actually Happening.
Okay.
And it's like people whose worst fears come true, or
Oh,
like
shit.
people yeah, or
Okay.
other scenarios similar to that. So like there's one story about like a hiker who goes into the woods and she goes on this path. It's like, do not trespass. And she's like, well, it looks like a shortcut, so I'm just going to go in. And of course ends up lost in the woods for like 3 days in the snow.
Good God. Okay.
And it's like it's just some crazy stuff. Like there's cult survivors on there. There's people that like, there was this one woman who I related to so much. She's like deathly afraid of rabies for some reason.
Okay.
And like you know, I have a lot of weird medical fears.
Yeah.
And
Is
this woman
rabies
was,
one of them?
I mean, I'm not terrified of rabies. I'm always
Okay.
like, I'm creeped out about it because like, what if I get it and I don't know and then I die?
Yeah.
But so this woman she like her whole life she's been obsessed with rabies. Like, what if I get rabies? I'm going to get rabies. And like she always looked up the symptoms and was just like super hyper aware of stuff all the time that could be rabid. And then
Okay.
she grows up and kind of grows out of the fear a little bit, and she has kids. And one day her kid gets bit by a bat, and it happens while he's at school. And
Okay.
he goes to the nurse, and they're like, "Oh, it's probably nothing. Don't worry about it." And he gets home later that evening, and he's like, "Mom, I got like hit by a bat today."
Mm-hmm.
And she like goes into full freak out, like, you know, my kid is rabid mode, and she has to like take him into the hospital, and he did have rabies, and it was a whole thing. But yeah, it's a really interesting podcast. It's just about like stuff that you wish will never happen to you,
And
but
then
like
it does.
but then it does, and then you survive it though. That's the cool thing about it. It's interviews, but they're done in a way to where the host has like removed himself entirely from the interviews, so you never hear him asking the questions or anything. It's just the survivor
Okay.
telling their story the entire show.
Oh, that's
and
really
it's-
cool.
It's so cool. It's absolutely fascinating, and I love it. And I recommend it highly. It's called This Is Actually Happening.
Okay.
And as I was listening to that one, there was a recommendation. So I don't remember where I heard this one. It's on the Wondery Network, and I've listened to a few podcasts on there before, so that's probably where I picked this one up. But in another podcast that I listened to, they mentioned this show after I had started listening, and then they said that if you like this show, you would like another show called Spooked.
Okay.
And it's not just called Spooked. What is it? It's called Snap Judgment Presents Spooked.
Okay.
And it's people talking about their paranormal experiences.
Ooh.
So
okay.
it's like this same format and everything. It's just the person talking. There's no host interview or anything. It's just them describing their full paranormal happenings, like as they happened in their eyes.
I
And
love that.
it's so good. The first episode, I listened to the first one today, and I'm hooked already. Like there was this one where this woman, or I guess girl, because she was probably a teenager or something, she was walking in the woods alone, as you do as a teenager, as a woman. And she heard like these two men walking around in the forest, like big boots, and she could hear their voices and stuff.
Okay.
And she didn't think anything of it, like maybe they're out looking for their dog or something. And then she hears this voice in her head, like a voice that is not her own, some other worldly kind of voice, like yelling at her, like, "Run, you need to run, go to the river, get down there." And so she like goes and hides in the river, and she hears the footsteps up above her and stuff, and she is just like pressed up against the embankment. And the way she's describing this, like my heart was pounding. I was captivated.
Yeah.
She's just pressed against the embankment, and she sees this like pair of dirty construction boots just drop down over the embankment, just dangling above her. And it's just the men sitting there waiting for her. And she just like stays there forever and ever and ever. And then the voice, like the boots disappear finally, and the voice is like, "Wait, wait, wait." And And then after a while, it's like, okay, run. And so she runs, and she can hear the footsteps like pounding in behind her. And she's like, at this point, she's like, I think I'm about to die. And the voice has left her. So she can't hear the voice like telling her to run anymore. And so she like gets her keys and like puts them in her fist like Wolverine, because this is the trick that women do when you're walking alone at night or something. You put the keys between your fists and you get like little hand knives. And she turns around with her hand knives out, and there's nobody there. And the footsteps stop. And then she turns back around and she's like, okay, shit. And she's like near her car at this point. So she like books it for her car, and she can hear the footsteps again. And she's like, oh, the voice is like running with me. And so it like saw her to her car, and she got in and like drove away. It was like, oh, like listening to that story really, it goosebumped me up. I was
Okay. Is that like the first one?
Yeah, that's like the first story. And I was like, fuck. There's another one
called The Watcher.
Yes, The Watcher. So there's like a few different stories in each episode, and that was one of them. The Watcher, the one that they're talking about, is actually really creepy. It's about this like ghost lady, and it's spooky.
Voice in the woods.
Yeah, the voice in the woods.
When this is over, I'm like, Taylor, get over here.
Yeah, listen to it. It's so good.
Okay.
So I just wanted to recommend those to the listeners. I know that it's getting to spooky season, so I know that I have been looking for more spooky things to fill my life with.
Plus, I think I'm about to be able to re-enter the world of podcasts.
Oh my God, really?
I mean, like, granted, I make one, so I'm like in the world of podcasts, but I don't ever get to sit and enjoy them.
Yeah.
Because the way work is, because I always do it like on company time, you know?
Yeah.
Like I'm always like doing work, listening to something to pass the time while I'm doing stuff.
Right.
Well, the trainer that's been teaching us stuff for this role, she was like, yeah, I usually just sit here with like my headphones in, listening to whatever while I do the work. And I was like, oh my God, that's how I used to live my life. So I'm thinking, once I get into, you know, the thick of things, and I understand how it works and all that stuff, I might be able to bring back no sleep everyday stuff.
Fuck yeah, I'm excited for that.
Because we haven't listened in years.
I know, it's been so long. I stare at it in my podcast app, and I'm like, I could listen without him, but I don't want to.
No, you'd get too spooked.
Yeah, I would.
So, yeah, we need that back in our lives, and I want to check out this one. And I'm actually gonna download this one before we wrap up with this. I'm gonna take it out there to Taylor and be like, hey, let's listen to this.
Yeah.
Spooked. Yep, there it is. I'm gonna go ahead and subscribe. They release every 3 weeks. That is an interesting schedule.
Do they?
It says every 3 weeks.
Weird. I think Podcast Addict sometimes takes all of the episodes and then it like averages them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's
I don't
quite
think
accurate.
I need to download it, but I'm gonna download it. And it's done. Oh, this internet's amazing. Jesus Christ. Okay. Awesome. Thank you for that recommendation, because I'm going to check it out now.
Yes. We're going to be streaming on Twitch this Saturday, 9/18, September 18th at noon. So join us there. We're going to be streaming the game 12 Minutes, which is a brand new release. The premise of this game is that you are in a time loop, and you have roughly 12 minutes to kind of figure out how to not die.
Yeah, I have been waiting on this game for like 3 E3s, so...
Yes, it's so good, and I cannot wait. I'm so excited for you to experience this. Have you read anything on it yet?
No,
okay.
Of course not.
Good.
This is one that I would like really want to know, you know?
Yeah.
Or like experience, rather.
Yeah. Since I have already played it, I'm probably going to like be letting you make the decisions, even if I'm controlling it, you know? Just like let you decide what we're doing next.
Okay.
So, yes, catch us Saturday, September 18th at noon on Twitch.
Are you ready to sit through the mess that is Beb all over again?
Beb?
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 Beb? Are you Beb? Beb?
God, I'm not ready for that, actually. Welcome to the end of the episode where we ask you to please tell your friends about us and help us grow this audience. Don't forget to subscribe to us on your most favorite platforms so you never ever miss a ding-dang episode because we release weekly every single Monday. Even on Labor Day. Did you notice that we released on Labor Day? We labored for you. I hope that you enjoyed the fruits of it. If you have a second to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, that helps us reach more lovely listeners just like you.
Find us and friend us on all the social medias. We are at YMBTOAP, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and Twitch. We just told you guys we will be streaming soon, so come check out our 12 minutes one. Again, that is Saturday, September 18th at 12 Central Time.
Yes.
In the afternoon, not 12 in the morning, so keep that straight. Again, thank you to the patrons. We love you guys so much. You guys keep the lights on here, for real, like 100%.
For real, not for play.
Yeah. And don't forget to email us. Come on. ymbtoap@gmail.com. We got one on the last show, first time in a while. We were digging it. We loved it. Why don't you guys recommend us a cool new podcast that maybe we don't know about? Something spooky to get ready for October with.
Yes. I want more spooky in my life. Spook me up, Buttercup. Speaking of spooky things, our theme song is The Grim Reaper Blows the Horn by Farage. It's spooky. Go check it out. Go watch the whole song on YouTube because it is out there. It is several minutes long and each minute is better than the last. And as always, thank you so much for listening and tune in next time to get the answer to that burning question. Bip, bip, bip.
We had one more important sound we wanted you to hear.
Oh, my foot.
What's wrong with your butt?
No, my foot.
Oh, your foot.
Foot. My foot.
My foot.
I don't know, that little spot.